Fallout New Vegas perfect playthrough. In this episode, we will finally be heading to Freeside. Even though we dipped our toe in previous episodes, this time we'll be entering in earnest and completing all the quests and talking to all the lovely people of Freeside. Freeside has tons of content. Nice bodyguard for hire there. Tons of content, tons of quests, tons of little hidden gems that we will be checking out.
Time to fight.
So, we won't be firing off explosive rounds in close quarters.
Bad guys dealt with.
But, just keeping my head on a swivel here. But we'll be going through it, and we'll be trying to go through it as efficiently as possible. I watched over the Old World Blues episodes, and they actually ended up being pretty efficient, I think. Even though I had less of a command of the DLC, in terms of my knowledge. But the first thing we're going to do, pick up the Mojave Express drop box. Never used, but I always go there. But here in Freeside, I've gone through these quests quite a few times. And so I hope to bring them to all an efficient and good conclusion. And I think the best place to start is go to the King's and talk to the King himself. But it seems the door is locked.
What do we have here? Another petitioner for the King?
Who's the King?
Who's the King? You believe this asshole man? In Freeside, the Kings rule. And the King rules the Kings. Got it?
Well, I'd like to see the King if possible.
Anything's possible, I suppose. How much is it worth to you to meet the big man?
I'm new in town and wanted to pay my respects.
You know what? I like you. Half the people around here, they forget who runs this place. Head on through. The King's the bored-looking guy by the stage. Can't fucking miss him.
Thank you, Pacer. And now we will talk to the King himself.
Look, Rexy, someone new's come to see us. Poor boy. He hasn't been feeling well lately. I'm the King. What can I do for you?
Everyone loves the King. What a fantastic character. Do you always charge people to come talk to you?
Charge? Pays must be added again. What did he take you for?
This is an opportunity for you to get your caps back if Pacer cost you some money. But I talked my way in.
Pace must be losing his touch. Either that or you're a smooth one. So, what can I do for you?
I figured you might have some work for me.
Maybe so. Maybe so. You look like you might be able to handle yourself. Tell you what, you do me a favor, and I'll have some more work for you when it's done. Sound good?
What do you need me to do?
I'll start you off with something easy. Did you notice the bodyguards for hire near the gates when you entered Freeside?
Yes.
It's good money if you can stay alive long enough. Freeside's not as safe as it used to be, so the money is well earned. Usually well earned, that is. Recently, my man told me that one of those bodyguards, a fellow named Oris, was making a little too much money. He's making a killing in repeat business. Once someone hires him, they never want anyone else. I want you to find out why. Specifically, I want you to hire him. Play the part of an innocent tourist and follow his lead. If nothing happens, so be it. But I'm guessing things won't go so smoothly. Call it a hunch. So, what do you say?
Why are you so interested in this?
You may have noticed that some of those guards out there are Kings too. I'm just looking out for my men. I'm not trying to get some kind of unfair advantage. I just want a level playing field for my boys. So, what do you say?
Why can't your men look into this?
I've tried, but he can smell a king a mile away. Probably knows all our faces by now. He's not a stupid man, I'll give him that. What I need is someone he won't recognize, which makes you perfect. So are you gonna take the job or what?
Sure.
Okay then. Once you part ways, return here. I'll look forward to hearing your report. Oh, and take this to cover the hiring cost.
Thank you very much. Let's get that started. And part of our disguise and to help us with a skill check later on.
Don't you
We'll
like
be
me anymore?
heading on to the putting on the roving trader outfit. And I'm not really a big fan of the stealth suit. It's medium armor, doesn't fit our build, and all the talking. Not great for the playthrough, if we're being honest. It fit the Old World Blues theme well, though, so I thought it was good there. You kill that rat they're chasing, and they'll get here eventually. There we go. Don't be afraid. Yep, and they go eat, and you get a little thank
Thanks,
you.
mister.
You're welcome. Yep, that's one of those things that are always pointed out. But those kids actually have a little bit of a backstory. Let's talk to the gross food salesman, Gennaro.
Need some grub? I got you covered. Cheap and filling.
What are you serving?
Typically, I find it goes down better if I leave people guessing. So what do you say? Want some?
Not until you tell me where you get the food from.
I have my little helpers out and about, always looking for fresh things to add to the stew pot. You may have seen them around somewhere yourself. Now deny your hunger no longer.
So you see, they're working for
You
Gennaro.
won't regret it, at least until an hour or so from now.
And he just sells you gross meat from Freeside, so I don't know why you need him, but he's good lore. And here is Oris, right next to a King's gang member.
If you need to cross Freeside, no one will keep you safer than I will.
Why do I need a bodyguard crossing Freeside?
Just look around. People here are as like to stab you as say hello. That is, if I weren't at your side.
How much for your services?
200 caps gets you my watchful eye for a trip to the South Gate.
What if I'm not going to the South Gate?
Sorry, but all the people with real money are heading for the Strip, so that's the way I go. You want to go somewhere else? Hire one of these losers.
Sure, I'll hire you.
Done and done. I want to mention a few things up front. In order to ensure your safety, I need you to follow my instructions to the letter. We'll be heading down the main street here the whole way down. No detours. You go off sightseeing, and I go off to find another customer. I'll keep a brisk pace, so try not to fall behind. Now let's head out.
He's insisting on only taking a trip to the South Gate. Interesting. That is a little suspicious, but we can overlook it for now.
To your left here is the old Mormon fort. You get roughed up, the followers there will patch you right up. Not that I ever need their services. Up ahead on the next block is where the Kings hang out. Don't let them scare you. If they don't outnumber you 5 to 1, you'll be... Down to the right here is the fun part of town. You haven't seen Freeside till you've been to the Wrangler. Hey, slow down. I don't like the look of some of those men ahead. Let's take a different way around.
Interesting. Successfully runs right over. And now to prepare for a little bit of a barter check. We're going to drink a little moonshine and have the salesman meet me. Getting us up to 50 barter. That's my barter goal with chems, by the way, which is easy to achieve without any investment for the mysterious magnum. If you noticed, one of them fell over before he shot.
Nothing to worry about. If you had hired one of those other hacks, you'd be up to your ass in lowlife right about now.
Hey, you only fired 3 shots and there are 4 guys there.
Noticed that, did you? I keenly aimed one of the shots through some soft tissue of one of them to hit the man behind him.
Or you just faked this whole thing to drum up repeat business.
That's an interesting theory you've got there. I'd suggest you keep it to yourself. Let's get moving.
I want all the money you have on you. I can make it to the Kings from here.
I ought to take my chances and kill you right here, but you may be right. Here, take this. Don't think this is over, though. I'll have that money back, out of your hide if I have to.
Interesting. So we got quite a few caps. He still leads us there, interestingly enough. And then we examine the body and find out that he's just pretending to be dead with our medicine. We are geniuses.
Well, here we are. No worse for wear, are you? I trust that if you need to cross Freeside again, you'll know who to hire.
Interesting he says that, even though we got his scam figured out.
You look new to Freeside, so here's a little advice, friend. Don't go past the Southgate greeter without talking to it first.
And yeah, let's go check out the South Gate and talk to Old Ben, who's another good character. Why wouldn't I want to go past the greeter?
Those bots are programmed to vaporize anyone who enters the fenced-in area without authorization from the greeter.
Thanks for the free advice. Who are you?
The name's Old Ben. I've been living in Freeside since the day I was born.
What's your story?
I've done a bit of everything around here. Courier, butcher, crier, escort, gun for hire. Some of which I'm not proud of, but I do my best to help around town when needed.
Courier? I used to be a courier before I got shot in the head.
Exactly one of the reasons I got out of that job. Too many shifty characters looking to have someone else move their hot items.
Butcher? How'd you get into that?
My father ran a butcher shop here in town, but business went downhill when another vendor started selling this strange meat at half our prices.
That sounds odd.
You're telling me. Not long after my father's shop went under, and he passed away from the loss, people around town started experiencing shakes. No one gets shakes like that unless they're eating human flesh. But no one would believe me. This sick bastard gradually went insane and passed away. Wasn't long before someone moved into the guy's place and found half-buried human remains in the crawl space. I didn't bother saying, "Told you so."
And crier? What was that job?
After a while, I made enough money to get a passport into Vegas. Back then, you could get approved for entry for a fraction of what it costs now. Well, I got a job working as a crier outside of the Tops, advertising for the local talent performing at the casino. That didn't last long.
What happened?
Well, being a suave young guy, I chatted up the ladies from time to time, and one of the manager's girls started to take a liking to me. I never touched the woman, but the jealous prick decided it was my time to go. He framed me by saying I'd stolen from the casino. Sure enough, a few grand was missing from the casino vault. I have to assume the bastard stole the funds and figured I was a convenient fall guy.
That's horrible.
Yeah, but what can you do? I was stripped of my casino apartment and all of my belongings and booted back into Freeside. From there, I didn't have a lot of career options, as my rep was destroyed. So the escort job sort of fell into my lap. No pun intended.
You said escort? Like armed guard?
Well, I suppose you could look at it that way, but I was packing a whole different kind of heat. No, escort just sounds better than man-whore.
So you got paid for sex?
Yep. I was damn good at my job, too. But after a while, I just felt like a piece of meat and had to quit.
And a gun for hire?
When I quit the escort job, I had enough money to buy a pistol belt and some other gear. Bodyguards make a good, honest living, and I had the wits and physical build to handle most thugs. After saving a few tourists from trouble, I got a reputation for being a stand-up guy again, and after a decade, managed to save up enough to retire.
Interesting stories from old Ben. And
Yep.
I'll see you later. What a nice fella.
Hey,
And yeah, now we will head back to the... I bet we're really wearing a nerd outfit with the glasses. We got the glasses and multiple goggles. We're like Obito. I shouldn't have even investigated. Yeah, there's always some crime happening around Freeside. But yeah, now let's head back to the king and see what he has to say. Let's also try and scrounge up some leather armor as well. Oh, and I think the king's upstairs. Let's see. Oh, we can find it here. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's somewhere. Is a beer pong table. Oh, here's Sergio. He has Figaro, by the way, which we would need to reverse pickpocket from him. So, let's actually see what weapons we have now. Nothing great to reverse pickpocket him. We'll get it eventually, don't you worry. And the interesting thing about the beer pong table, which I will find, is that it has some of those golf balls that we pointed out in Old World Blues that are only there and in Old World Blues. So a nice follow-up to that.
What's up?
For all the unique item collectors.
Personal space meaning anything to you, guy?
Oh, look at that. They got a bunch of outfits. I never knew about that. I never really explored the King's place too much. But anyway, yep, King's up here with his groupies.
What do you have for me?
Oris is a fraud. He fakes attacks on his clients and then plays hero.
So that's how it happens. Okay then, I'll have some guys pull him off the street when no one's looking. You've shown me something, so maybe you can help me with a matter that's a little more important. A lot of folks around these parts who've been here a while resent the sheer number of people that have come into the area since the Strip was built. In turn, the newcomers, most of whom come from the NCR, have gotten ornery from being resented. Sometimes things get violent. This is one of those occasions. Recently, a few friends of mine were attacked, and I want you to find out who did it. Words come that they just woke up over at the old Mormon fort just north of here. Head on over, see if they remember anything.
I'll head over right away.
Good. I like that enthusiasm. Return when you have some information we can use.
Hi.
Okay, excited. Here's Pacer's room. Alright, I have no idea where the beer pong table in the King's place is located. It's obviously located in a door I haven't checked. But I thought I checked them all. Maybe I just really missed it. Oh, here's the golf ball. Oh, and here's... you know what? I don't know where the beer pong table is, but I found the unique golf balls. So I'll have to rewatch that little video. I saw that from, unless it's in here. Oh, it is in here. Oh, look at that. And it has ping pong balls. Oh, there you go. So you got lots of balls. If you love balls like Richie Marcus, the King's place is the place for you. Oh, I'm so glad we found those. And now we'll go into Freeside.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people.
And we're not going to talk to Julie Farkas just yet, but we're going to talk to these guys.
What is it? Can't you see I want to be left alone with my friend here?
The King asked me to look into your attack.
Oh, that's different then. How can I help? I'll do anything to get the bastards that did this.
What can you tell me about the attack?
Well, it happened at night, around 11. We'd recently made some caps off a bit of scrap we found and wanted to invest it wisely. As we were leaving the Wrangler, we must have taken a wrong turn and ended up in the squatter side of town. From out of nowhere, these big guys show up and start barking questions at us, wanted to know if we were locals. The kid there's about as proud as a local around here gets, and started yelling back at him. Then all hell broke loose. Kid got the worst of it, sad to say.
Do you remember anything about the people who attacked you?
They were big guys, young too. No old geezers like me. Hell, none of them looked even half my age. I was mostly face down in the dirt, begging for my life when it happened, so I only got a quick look at them.
I have to get going.
I hope you find the bastards that did this. If you want, try asking my friend Wayne over there about him. He saw more than I did. Wayne, it's okay. The king sent him.
That true? Did the king really send you?
And you have to be nice to him, by the way. He did. And anything you could tell me about what happened might help.
I don't really know what else I can add. They were a bunch of guys, better dressed than most Freesiders, I guess. That help?
And you gotta still be nice to him. Every bit helps. Thanks.
Sorry I couldn't help more, especially since you're being so nice. Hey, wait, I just remembered something. I might have heard one of the guys that attacked us call another by name. We had just about had it when one of them said, "Hey Lou, we gotta go." At least I think he said Lou. It might have been something else. Now that I think of it, he said Lou something with a T. Tenant, that's what he called him. Lieutenant.
He probably said Lieutenant, Wayne. The boy means well, but he's dumb as a mutant sometimes.
Yeah, so if you're nice to him, you get a little free side for fame. Other than that, Lieutenant thing is a reference, once again, to a classic Fallout. As it's a joke from
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
But we're not quite going to talk to all the fun people in the Mormon fort yet, but we'll be visiting there frequently, don't you worry. First we gotta talk to the king.
Hi.
We found the unique ping pong balls. See, you're not getting the unique ping pong balls on the average playthrough. The average playthrough is like, wow. It'd be a huge waste of time if I went over the unique ping pong balls, but not this one.
Have you found anything out? Or were you just here to chat?
The local men were attacked by soldiers. One of the men was identified by rank.
Bunch of soldier boys, huh? They usually don't come around these parts since their big base is on the other side of the strip. If they're coming over here now, it's gotta be for a reason. I didn't want to believe the rumors that they're looking to take over Vegas, but now, if something big is going down, I'm sure rumors of it will have spread. Ask around, particularly in the squatter areas where the NCR folk hang. You might also mosey on over to the Mormon fort and chat Julie Farkas up. The followers tend to be in the know about these things. Just don't ask her what to do about it. She'll probably ask you to hug someone or something.
And we'll definitely be asking Julie Farkas. If you don't talk to her, you can't resolve this peacefully. And if you're going for the NCR ending, you want to resolve this peacefully. Interestingly enough, if you're going for the house ending, you don't want to resolve this peacefully. Which always bothered me a bit about the house ending. But now we will head over to the old Mormon fort. And
Come to Mick and Ralph's for
start
all
talking to
your
the people over there. And start talking and looting. Always gonna do some good looting. And Julie Farkas is up here. And unfortunately, we're no longer in Old World Blues, so those chemistry sets are just set dressing. Can't forget the snow globe. And you can steal a magazine if you so desire. And we'll talk to Julie Farkas. And good thing Veronica's here. as the first time you talk to her is one of her quest triggers.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard.
You need medical supplies?
Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Supplies don't last long.
What do you need?
Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in, but I could discount the charge for our services.
Seems like you need a steady supply, not just whatever I can grab for you.
So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, I'll discount supplies to you.
Which merchants might be willing to make a deal?
You might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts, though I suspect they're too busy poisoning Freeside to help it out.
You've got yourself a deal.
Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in. What do you want to talk about?
And things seem pretty rough here in Freeside.
More than rough. It's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide.
Is there anything I can do to help?
There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up.
And you said something about helping addicts?
Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own.
And tell me about Bill Ronte.
Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up.
And tell me about Jacob.
The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist.
And where should I start looking?
In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there.
I'll see what I can do to help them.
Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside.
And let's talk about something else. If I wanted to calm things down in Freeside, where would I start?
The big man around here is the king. Not much happens in Freeside that he doesn't know about. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR citizens and charging double for water. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside locals. I've tried to speak to both sides to no avail.
And on that subject, do you know anything about those NCR soldiers here in Freeside?
Only a little. A friend of mine, Major Elizabeth Kieran, has been handing out supplies to the poor a little west of here. What about it?
The king thinks those troops have been attacking locals.
I know something's got them riled up, but I've been too busy with other matters to really look into it. If you're looking into the matter, talk to Elizabeth. She's in charge of the operations here in Freeside, though she won't open up to you right away. If Elizabeth holds out on you, tell her that I sent you. She should be a little more forthcoming if you mention my name. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about?
What is this place?
The Old Mormon Fort serves as the regional hub for the followers of the Apocalypse. I am the administrator for this region.
What do you do here?
The followers of the Apocalypse aren't just interested in research. We care for our fellow man and do everything we can to help humanity. Here in Freeside, we provide food and medical services for those in need. We also have organized reconstruction efforts. With the help of Bill Ronte, we were able to install a water pump just west of here, but the Kings quickly took control of the pump.
Who are the followers of the Apocalypse?
We arose from the boneyards of Edidum years ago. Since then, we have made it our mission to rebuild the wasteland and re-educate its inhabitants. We hope to forge a brave new world free of war and poverty by sharing knowledge and resources. Our primary goal is the free exchange of ideas.
And let's talk about Freeside.
What did you want to know?
What's all the fuss about the water pump?
Bill Ronte installed that pump a few years ago, back when he was sober. It was a major improvement for the community. But lately, the Kings have started charging locals to use it, and NCR squatters twice as much. That'll come to no good.
Who are the Kings?
They've been Freeside's gang for the past 5 years or so, ever since Mr. House and his 3 families pushed everyone else out of Vegas. They've done a lot of good for the community, but that seems to be changing. The flood of NCR squatters has been an affront to them. I guess that explains the situation with the water pump. Usually, the King wouldn't let his crew bully folks around like that.
What do you know about Mick and Ralph?
I know they sell a lot of guns, as if that's what Freeside needs. I hear Mick handles the guns. No idea what Ralph does.
And tell me about the Van Graffs.
Oh, them. They sell energy weapons, which are very popular with better-heeled prospectors looking to explore the wastes. Stay clear of them. Brother and sister are both psychopaths, though at least Gloria is rational. Jean-Baptiste likes killing.
What's the Atomic Wrangler?
A den of iniquity. The Garretts do more than their share to keep the locals drunk or high enough to stay lazy. Their thugs, on the other hand, they keep wired on chems to stay dangerous. What is it with Freeside and brother-sister psychopath teams?
And, do you sell medical supplies?
We're pretty short-handed as it is, but I suppose I could spare a few items.
And, we don't really need these right now. And, I have some medical supplies to drop off.
Great. What do you have?
This is a great way to get, reputation for the followers. You can have all my fixer, as I have Logan's Loophole.
How much do you have to donate?
3. 3 again.
With your help, we now have a small overstock of fixer. However, it never hurts to have extra. How much do you have to donate?
And you can have the last 2. Why the hell
Thanks.
not? And I like to get that little dialogue line for all of them.
How much do you have to donate? How much? It looks like we've got enough medics for the moment, but it always helps to be prepared with a backup supply. How much do you have to donate?
And, oh! When you get a certain reputation with the followers, she lets you take a look at some magazines and starts selling them.
Take a look.
But, and that'll restock, I believe, in her inventory. But we don't need those magazines.
Good deal.
And, now let's talk about Radaway.
Thanks.
You donate 10 to get the little special line of dialogue.
We have a good stock of Radaway at this point, but every extra bit helps. How much do you have to donate?
And, never mind. So there you go. There's all Julie Farkas's dialogue for now. We might have to talk to her about Rex and some other stuff. But thanks, Julie. And we're already idolized. Look at that. Anything to say, Veronica? You're embarrassing me, Veronica.
Can't help but be impressed with what they're doing
Oh, thank
here.
you.
Hey, you got a second?
What is it?
The Brotherhood is failing. I've always known that. If we don't change course, we're going to fall apart, or fade away. But until recently, I haven't understood where we went wrong, or how to fix it. I think I need to go home.
I can take you back there first chance I get.
Great! Thanks, thank you. I'll encourage people to name their non-ugly children after you. Seriously.
And now that you've given me your quest, unfortunately, that means that I'm gonna have to say it's time for us to part ways.
Okay.
Sorry, Veronica. It's just how the world works. But it does mean we can pick up Arcade, who I feel like is more on brand with helping out in Freeside. Obviously, we had him help us out in Bitter Spring, so he already knows us.
There's something about that rope.
Yeah, we already got that line of dialogue too. Alright. Awesome. So now we have progressed GI Blues. And we could talk right to the Major, but I like to go to the squatter camp too because it's got a little content in it. Fun NCR content.
You look like a person in need of a good meal. You wouldn't happen to be an NCR citizen, would you?
I sure am.
Now, it's not that I don't believe you, but I'm gonna have to give you a little quiz to verify your citizenship status. That okay with you?
Lay it on me.
That's a good attitude. I'm sure you'll do fine. These are just a few questions that just about anyone in the NCR would know. Alright, here we go. First question. Who was the most popular president in NCR history? Peterson, Tibbet, Kimball, or Tandy?
When was Shady Sands destroyed? 2 years ago. It's obviously Tandy.
Uh-huh. Okay, second question. What was the original name of the NCR capital? Aradesh, Shady Sands, the Boneyard, or Vault 13?
Shady Sands.
Right. Fine then, last question. What animal is on the NCR's flag? A two-headed bear, an
R.I.P.
eagle,
Shady
a
Sands.
two-headed snake, or a two-tailed lion?
Two-headed bear, of course.
Good. You passed with flying colors. I told you it'd be fine. I expect you're wanting to know about that meal then, huh? We're located up by the old train station in the northwest part of town. Just tell the guards Hope, and they'll let you through. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, buddy. I still feel like you need to do that quest-wise as,
Yep.
as, Julie Farkas doesn't really tell you where the Major is. We're still in a bit of a crazy getup. And so we'll head over, and here are the soldier boys. NCR always getting in its own way.
Hold up. What's the password?
Hope.
Go ahead.
Yep, I know the password.
Here you go. I hope this helps.
Welcome. There's food and water here for any citizen of the NCR. Please, have some.
Are you with the NCR military?
Yes. I'm a major in the Supply Corps, which is where this food and water comes from.
Do you serve food to locals as well?
No, I'm afraid we don't. Don't you have a friend you wanted to bring in?
Why don't you serve locals?
That's not really a pleasant topic of conversation. Let's just say we have our reasons.
Julie Farkas told me to ask. She said it was important.
You know Julie? Not everyone in the NCR sees eye to eye with the followers, but they're okay in my book, mostly because of her. If you really want to know, we sent an envoy to the king, offering to coordinate the relief effort.
And the king refused?
In a manner of speaking. Our envoy was brutally beaten and only barely survived. My superiors ordered the relief mission scrapped. I managed to get clearance to carry out the mission anyway, but with greatly reduced support. Now there's not enough supplies to go around, even if I wanted to serve the rest of Freeside, which I don't. That's all in the past now. I should get back to work. Say hi to Julie for me.
Interesting. Something happened to their envoy. king did not seem aware, though. And, in the name of efficiency, there's a door here. And I guess everyone knows about because the quest tells us to go through it. And there are some quests on the way we can do.
You seen Dixon around? He said he'd be back today.
Julie Farkas sent me to help you sober up.
Julie? I love Julie. She's such a nice lady. One time I was working on the water pump and she came over, put her hand on my shoulder and told me I was doing a great job. Great job, she says. I just choked up and didn't say nothing. Compliments are so rare these days.
Why don't you stop drinking?
Drop drinking? I've been drinking for a straight month. Listen, I've tried to stop, but the withdrawal symptoms are so bad, I feel like I'm gonna die. I can't stop now.
How can you afford so much alcohol?
Dixon sells me booze dirt cheap. It does the job, but it tastes like paint thinner, and I feel like I'm gonna die if I stop drinking for a day. I swear that guy's trying to kill me, but what can I do? Drinking other booze doesn't cure the sickness like his.
Dixon does, in fact, sell different, Dixon's whiskey and Dixon's Jet. That is more addictive. And we're going to stop in the Atomic Wrangler and get some wrangling done.
Hey.
And unfortunately, Francine Garrett isn't here.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
The followers need to find someone to trade with for supplies.
Really now? This is news. We could possibly supply what they need, but they would need to supply us in kind. They have the tech know-how to make our stills work more efficiently. Pure alcohol means we can get our customers drunk quicker. Getting our customers drunk quicker means more caps spent at the tables and stuffing slots, if you know what I mean. Plus, the extra alcohol can serve as surgical disinfectant for their needs. The followers are a good lot. They've stitched up our boys in the past.
I might be able to work something out.
Good. We can supply them with all the med-X they need. For the fixer, we'll only be able to send over some basic drug components. We're not in the business of getting people off drugs, so we don't really dabble in that side of things. The followers should be able to whip some up with what we have available, though. They just need to agree to fix up our stills and keep them maintained, plus cover the cost for raw materials needed to make the alcohol.
And do you have it? He helps with your reputation, by the way, if you so desire, in a good or bad direction. Do you have any work you need done?
We've got the basics covered, but now you mention it, we have had unusual requests from some of our wealthier customers. If you can recruit escorts to match these customers' proclivities, I'd be willing to pay you finder's fees.
What sort of proclivities are we talking about?
Our wealthiest client has a thing for ghouls and a thing for cowboys. He wants an escort who can satisfy both fetishes. Plenty of customers have said they'd be willing to pay extra for a suave talker, someone who can fake the boyfriend experience real good. And then there's these disgusting robot fetishists you may have heard about. Well, those creeps want a sex bot. If you ever run across a sex bot, not that I'd ever want one within 100 feet of me, but I gotta be a businessman about it.
I'll expect 100 caps minimum for each candidate I bring in.
Just don't rough up the merchandise before delivery. You break it, you bought it.
And, it's weird how I say this, but then I say, surely these escorts are critical to your business. How about double?
Okay, you got yourself a deal. Find escorts to fill the positions, and I'll pay double.
I'll see if I run across any suitable candidates.
Just direct them to the Wrangler. I'll pay you when they show up.
And, any idea where I should look for the sex bot?
The best place to start would be with Ralph, at Mick and Ralph's over on the east end of Freeside. Other than that, your guess is as good as mine.
And, how's business?
We ain't scraping to get by, if that's what you're asking.
Alright, well, I'll see you later.
Yep.
And, unfortunately, Francine is not here. Francine Garrett. But, maybe she'll appear 5 hours from now? Yes, she will. Awesome. And let's chow down on some gecko steak. I'll talk to Francine.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler. What can I get you?
Do you have any work you need done around here?
I have some work I need handled. Back before we instituted the caps up front rule, we used to allow customers tabs. Well, needless to say, a few customers snuck out without paying their bills. We need someone to collect. The job would pay a percentage.
What kind of caps we talking here?
If you bring all their debts back, we'll give you a cut of each. 25% is more than fair. It would add up to 150 caps if you bring them all in.
That kind of work costs time and money. 50-50 would cover my expenses.
All right, 50-50 it is. But you better bring back all of the caps. If we hear you crossed us, the next bounty hunter will be coming for you.
You got yourself a deal.
Great. There are 3 people who need to be tracked down. A real mixed basket of fruits. Their names are Grex, Santiago, and Lady Jane.
Grex?
Grex is a bit cracked, but mostly harmless. Just don't mention anything about his lazy eye. He owes 138 caps and should still be around Freeside.
Lady Jane?
Lady Jane fancies herself a high roller, but she's just another dirtbag NCR prospector. I'm not sure where to find her. I hear she's run goods for the followers of the apocalypse in the past, but other locals might know more. She owes us 250 caps.
Santiago?
Santiago is a suave son of a bitch, but a total pansy when it comes to fisticuffs. He owes 212 caps and should be around Freeside as well.
And that's all for now. And what goods and services do you have to offer?
We've got liquor, chems, and whores aplenty. Pick your fix and we'll oblige. Our only rule is no sampling the merchandise. Caps paid in advance. If you'd like to do a bit of gambling, we have an exchange at the back of the casino on the left.
And that sounds good. And yeah, we definitely want to get all those quests. We will come back to do you know what, we'll wear Dr. Mobius's scrubs, why the hell not? For now. But we will be back, don't you worry. But I don't want to do the gambling exactly this episode. Just in the name of efficiency. As I will probably finish up this episode with GI Blues' ending. And just to point something out, you can have Old Ben be the smooth-talking escort. But me personally, I don't like to do that because he mentioned that he didn't like being an escort, and he's retired. So, I don't like to pick Old Ben, though you can if you want for whatever reason.
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
Who are you?
I haven't the time to speak to commoners such as yourself.
Oh.
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
I was hired by the Garretts to track you down.
In that case, I suppose you're here to collect. I apologize, but I simply do not have enough caps on me to cover the debt. If someone were to recover my caravan from that cave, I could easily pay in full, but who would bother with such a mess?
That, caravan is in Brockflower Cave, by the way. Jane, I can tell you're lying through your teeth. You don't want to do the speech check because she just gives you random crap. Jane, I can tell you're lying through your teeth.
Damn. I didn't want to hand over all of my caps because I won't have enough to get home to California. Here, take it all. I'll find my way home one way or another.
Hello.
There you go. And then we get our caps, and she just starts sprinting. For whatever reason. Jeez. Those chems we take sure do last a while with our Logan's Loophole Chemist Day Tripper combination. But if you recall, what we were doing originally was
Hey there. I heard that NCR soldier lady told you some wild story about them sending a messenger to us. Work out some deal. That's bullshit, and it's nothing about it I can with. More like they sent someone to spy on us and he wasn't tough enough to last in Freeside. So do everyone a favor and keep your mouth shut about it, okay?
what's my silence worth to you?
You're a bastard after my own heart. Here, this should do it.
Thanks. This will keep me warm while I tell the story to the king.
Why, you're just lucky I got something important to take care of. We'll settle this later.
Yep. Gonna grab Pacer a bit there. And talk to the king.
Find out something about them soldier boys yet?
The NCR is distributing supplies in a building down by the old train station.
Handing out supplies? Like food and stuff? That ain't nothing to get ruffled over. You find anything else?
They're only handing out supplies to NCR citizens.
Ah, that would explain the goons. They're here to keep people like my friends away from the food. That ain't something I support. No, sir.
They said someone was sent to discuss the issue with you.
Wait a minute. They said what?
They said the man was severely beaten and barely survived.
Huh. That would explain why they're all riled at us. Seems like we have a big misunderstanding. What the hell?
King, we've got problems.
Lay it on me. What's going on?
There's a shootout going down near the train station. It's Pacer and some strangers. Might be NCR.
What is that fool doing? I need you to head out there and try to defuse the situation. Tell them I'm willing to cooperate.
Will do, King.
Come to the Silver Rush for all your energy weapon.
Yeah, and you know what? We'll probably grab one of the King's little jailhouse rockers, you know, King's outfits. As that seems a pretty on-brand outfit to wear in Freeside. I know exactly where I left my leather armor, but I don't think we're coming back for it. And this is not faction armor, by the way. We can even repair it. Ooh, it's SMG, huh? Now, I don't know why they'd let me through, considering I'm very clearly wearing the King's outfit, but such, it's a, you know, happens.
This isn't really a good time. What did you want?
This isn't really a good time. The King wants to help with the relief effort.
Like he helped the envoy we sent? No thanks.
That wasn't him. He didn't even know an envoy was sent.
Then he should watch his back. We know for a fact that the envoy made it to their headquarters. Still, if the King's willing to deal with us, perhaps we can work something out. I'll tell my men to stand down.
Sounds good. And now everyone's nice and happy. And also in the name of efficiency. Oh, we got another jailhouse rocker. And I like the jailhouse rocker, pretty good. In the name of efficiency, while we're over here, we're going to head out and check out Cerulean Robotics. And encounter... I say this frequently. It's actually interesting how frequently I say this, because New Vegas has so many great characters, but many people's favorite characters, and another one of my favorite characters, where I just keep saying different characters are my favorite. But we'll encounter them. And this is the perfect playthrough, so we're going to be sleeping together. But yes, before we really encounter them, first off, star bottle cap. Got to get the star bottle caps, even though we've already completed the quest. And where the heck is it? Here it is, lying congressional style. So we'll get that speech up. We're getting up there. The skills are going to be all at 100 come Lonesome Road. And you can get the password through the cabinet. And we're going to do that because those terminal mini games just scare me for the playthrough. Terminal access card. And let's check out here. And normally if you don't have the science, you need to go to Mick and Ralph to get this. Let's run a diagnostic. All systems nominal. Very nice. And upload a programming routine. And this is a 50 science check to program a sex bot routine. Fully integrated security technology officer.
Fully integrated security technotronic officer active and reporting for duty.
That's a mouthful. Let's shorten that to Fisto.
Yes, sir. Fisto reporting for duty. Please assume the position.
I suppose I should test you out before I hand you to the Garretts.
Servos active.
EDE in arcade just watching with horror.
Operation complete. Thank you for your business.
I can't feel my legs.
Numbness will subside in several minutes. Awaiting further orders.
Report to the Atomic Wrangler. James Garrett is your new owner.
Yes, sir.
Oh, who doesn't love that, man? But yeah, what a great part of the episode. Yep, and then we'll go and resolve GI Blues, and I think that'll be it for this episode. And next episode we'll do some more Freeside fun. And maybe even possibly head over to Westside, head over to Vault 22, head over to Jacobstown. And then we will circle back to, then we'll go do Honest Hearts, if we're being honest, but we'll get there. I'll probably mention this in that episode, but I like to imagine that the courier does Honest Hearts in order to get the money to pass the check, the caps check for the strip. That's how it makes sense to me that they decide to leave them alive.
I heard all about what happened. Maybe it's time for a little more talking and a little less fighting. You've helped us plenty, so I'll tell you what. Just this once, name whatever you want, and if I can make it happen, it's done. Don't rush it, though. Toss it around in your head a little. You only get one favor from the king.
Now, he gives you a favor.
To help with those soldier boys. Thanks again. So, what can I do for you?
And, you know what? We'll end it off with some, We'll end the episode here, and we'll start next episode off with some nice dialogue. I think that's a good idea. We have completed GI Blues. We've calmed things down a little bit in Freeside. And next episode, we will have some fun doing the rest of it. So I'll see you next time.